Starting out with an injury update, Fabian Moreau will be our only player out this week. Ivan Pace is still questionable. We'll assess kind of where he's at. Had a good week of prep, see how he handled today, and then possibly have him available for the game this weekend. So we'll keep you guys posted on that, but nobody else will go in with a injury designation as of right now. Excited about the opportunity. Been, trying to keep a mentality on the next game up, next day up, all season long, and our guys have really bought into that, and it proved itself with another good week of preparation, and we really needed it because Green Bay is playing really good football, really well-coached team, talented in all three phases. Going to be a tremendous challenge, as what's turned out to be one of the best divisions in football, and Green Bay is a big part of it with how they've played. Expecting it to be an absolute 60-minute battle, and we're going to have to play well to win.
Now that you've had a big sample size of having Aaron Jones in the building, how do you see him impact the team with his personality? It seems like people always talk about what type of person he is.
Yeah, he's just got such a genuine care for people, and that's everyone in this building. And it didn't take him a long time to show that, and it's authentic and it's real. His impact on the field has been huge, but I'm glad you asked that, because you just can't underscore what he's meant to our team, our offense. Sam coming in here in year one, kind of growing together, and having Aaron with him every step of the way has been significant. So he's been huge for our team all season long, really from the moment we signed him.
Kevin, do you ever look back on that? Like, you signed them the same day, they came in, got introduced the same day, just the impact they've collectively made on this team?
Yeah, I can remember, that evening when they were really, I believe it was Cash, Grenard, Ginkle, Sam, Aaron, and that may have been it at that dinner with their significant others and some family. I just remember feeling like, I know for sure we got the right guys on the field, but then confirming everything that you had hoped and thought very quickly off the field as well. That group connecting really quickly, and just seeing how they would ultimately infuse that into our team, and that's what's happened.
Kevin, how did you feel about the week for Harrison Smith, just getting back to a couple days of work here?
Yeah, I think he had some good work, and I think overall, like I said coming out of the game, Harrison's a guy you really have to be smart about, because he's going to go no matter what. And he was close to making it right up until game time last week, and wanted to see him have a good week of preparation and feel really good going into the game, and that's where he's at. So feel really good about it.
You for the rest of the roster when productive players like JG and Andrew Van Ginkel are so unselfish, but stacking it.
Yeah, I think it's where you really feel it is in the position rooms. The dynamic of young players, players that maybe are on the practice squad or just come in from another team. I think they feel it right away, and that just infuses into the selfless, leadership that we have. I try to lead in a way that's always, it's easy for me to do it as the head coach, to just lead from a standpoint of trying to be there for every single player and coach we have in this building. But when your players, do that naturally, I think it's got to be part of our evaluation process moving forward, trying to identify guys with that kind of makeup. And a lot of times it's no coincidence that it falls under the lens of smart, tough, loves football, and they're great teammates. And then you turn on the tape and see their impact. And they've all played really well this year, but it was all over the tape, going into free agency last year, the type of impact they would have. And then the scheme fit and the way Flo and his staff and our coaches use those guys has been wildly evident from my chair as the head coach.
Sam was talking about yesterday, the 1-0 each week message has kind of laughed about it a little, but it's resonated really well with him and some of the players. Like, what do you think is kind of behind that? Like, why has that seemed to be something that the players have taken on? Well,
I think it all stems back to the fact if you early on in the season or even leading into training camp, if you just looked on predictions of the season as a whole, you wouldn't have found many predicted 1-0s on that schedule. So the message of we just got to worry about what's right in front of us right now from the very first day has really kind of built upon getting that first win under our belt, then coming back home and opening up US Bank Stadium and wanting to, totally different challenge, totally different team, but wanting to play well at home this year. Okay, well, we won our first game at home. Can we come right back the next week and do that? And then can we, travel across the Atlantic Ocean? And there's just new challenges every week in this league, and that's what makes our league so special. But at the same time, it's what makes it very difficult, especially when, I'm thankful I don't have to do your guys' job where 1-0 might be, not as exciting as talking about these grand, massive, big stories and season-long things and decade-long projections. And I'm happy I don't have to do that, because I just get to talk to our team about the challenges that we're facing in the moment, and trying to coach them through that and equip them with what they need to win the game that week, whatever it takes. And luckily I've got a great group of guys and coaches that don't just look at it as a, just another cliche, because Lord knows we got plenty of them.
Just from looking at the tape, has Green Bay changed at all or anything throughout the season since you guys saw them?
Yeah, what I've seen the most is just, I think Jeff Hafley's done a lot of really good things with their defense. They're very, very talented, physical, fast. They fly around, and I think you've just seen them, the brain power of their defensive staff show up on the tape of how they play, how they disguise, why they're doing certain things that they do. So it's impressive on that side of the ball. And then just the way I think that they have navigated. We had seen obviously Jordan coming off of his injury when we played him the last time, and he was able to come back and play after Malik had won a couple games there leading into our game. So we didn't really have a ton of inventory of their offense and what they were going to be this year going into that game. And we've kind of seen it a little bit more throughout the season, and what it's been as a team that runs the football incredibly well. Josh Jacobs' impact on their team has clearly been something they've built their offense around. And then they've got a bunch of really good skill players at the receiver, tight end position, and an O-line that I think is one of the more physical groups in football. So it all kind of pairs together with Jordan running the show and being able to truly see the whole field and attack it with his arm. And they do a great job scheming up things in the foundation of their offense. So I just think they've improved. They've continued to kind of get healthy and get their core group back in there and build upon one win leading into another. And they've had they're playing as well as anybody in our league over the last 5-6 weeks or so. It's been impressive.
Thank you.
Thank you.